In this episode, I'm thrilled to introduce Nasir Javed, a talented Pakistani photographer whose life journey brought him to Greece at the age of 22. Nasir crossed borders as an illegal immigrant and became a refugee seeking asylum, fought through countless challenges to build a new life here. Now, Greece is not only his home but also his canvas, where he captures stunning visuals and shares his unique perspective as a tour guide.
This is Expat Experts, the podcast that dives into the fascinating lives of those who've lived and worked across borders, exploring the challenges, experiences, and insights they've gained along the way.
Before we dive into today's episode, I want to remind all our listeners that the best way to stay tuned with the latest content and episodes is by hitting subscribe on YouTube and in your favorite audio platform. For more insights and exclusive one-on-one calls on how to create your own podcast, YouTube channel, or navigate your life as an expat, please visit the website expatexpertspodcast.com or check the link in the description.
The Expat, Nasir Javed.
Welcome to Expat Experts. We are recording again from Athens. Today, I'm really happy to have Nasir with me here and letting off this amazing space to record. Welcome. Thank you so much for accepting the invitation.
Thank you for coming. Thank you very much.
Nasir Javed, originally from Pakistan, traveled through Iran, Turkey until arriving to Greece. You've been more than 20 years in Greece already, so you are like a local now.
Yes.
Working here, but also doing photography and doing tours. And we will talk a little bit more about that in the second part, like this combination of like having photography and guided tours in the city, which I find really interesting. But before we do that, let's talk about a little bit about you and your experience until arriving here.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I started in 2001 in September. I decided to move in Europe. It wasn't final that I will stay here, but it was in plans that first I will come here. So that was the way we started. It was a difficult journey. It was illegal immigrants. Only the first part was legal, until Iran.
Mm-hmm.
I had visa, so I went there legally. There wasn't any issue, but only for the first 2-3 nights. Afterwards, we were moved to the border area, which is not legally allowed to go, because you went there for visiting the capitals
like
and
a tourist.
yes, like a tourist, but not the border area. So I don't know if you want more details of it.
We will go into it, no worries. But so basically, you were born and raised in Pakistan.
Yes.
And how old were you when you decided to move?
I was 22.
22. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you just took the bravery to start the journey, let's say like this, with the idea of coming to Greece specifically, or with the idea of just arriving to Europe anywhere
Actually, I got some friends here
else? Okay.
from my village, so he told me that you should come. He was having a good job, so he asked me to join him. But the plan was never to stop somewhere. It was maybe we go France, maybe we go other countries, Spain or somewhere else. But because it's the gateway of Europe, so you have to come first here, and then you have to see how things will go. But in my case, I stayed forever here. It was forever, I think.
Well,
yeah.
It happens quite often, eh? Like a lot of people think that they are coming or going somewhere for like 1-2 years, and then they're staying the rest of their lives there.
Yes.
Well, if you're comfortable here, it's also nice, no? Like, why overcomplicating it even more? Like, I think.
No, I don't complain about it. I'm very good, and thank God I have settled down, and I'm okay.
Nice. So you said you started your journey through Iran, like you traveled. How did you arrive to Iran?
Till Iran, we took a bus
Mhm.
from Pakistan. There's a bus service.
Mhm.
You can take a bus from the central area of Pakistan till I mean you across the whole Pakistan to go on the other side,
Okay.
where I was born, till the border area of Iran. Then we stayed one night in Tehran, and then they took us with some buses hidden in the Baghdad area and took us to the border area, where we stayed for almost 25 days.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, in a village, not a village, like there is only 2-3 houses on the border. There's nothing else. In a with their cattles, because we were more than 40%.
Okay.
We are staying like they have separate the half area from their cattles, their cows, their
Okay.
other
The animals.
yes,
and
animals, and a half area for us. But I mean, with
in
the
the
cattle,
floor, like
yeah. They feed us twice a day. I mean, in the morning and in the evening. We weren't allowed to go out, only during the night time. When during the daylight we weren't allowed to go out. We have to stay in because it was on mountain. We can't be seen from everywhere, so it was dangerous to find out that they are hiding some peoples to across the border. We tried from there. After almost 25 days, we tried to cross the border with one guide from there, but it didn't went well. We had to again come back by foot. It was when we are going to across the border, we went with the car, like the car, I don't know how to say, like the open car from behind, this kind of like a truck.
Yes,
Like a agricultural truck
yeah.
thing. Without lights, without anything. They have to drive because it's the border area, so it can't be seen in the night when the car is moving in the area. So they have to drive without lights, without everything. But from when they let us in area, and they asked, now we have to walk for half an hour and we will cross the border. But it never happens because there wasn't some fires, so we have to come back. Maybe they hasn't the person who they have talked already, so we have to come back.
So basically, after these 25 days, for example, someone comes and says, okay, tonight is the night, like it comes like
exactly
that.
And well, we have to walk all night and we have to come back. We have to stay more for a week.
So the trip that you did by car on the way there,
we
you did it back by foot.
Yes, because there is no car again to come back.
Okay.
We stay almost again a week. Then it starts snowing because it was before there wasn't snow, and it was the first time when I saw snow in my life.
Okay. Well,
that was very
maybe not the best time in there.
No, but I mean, I was 22, so everything was beautiful for me. In the morning, we start playing with the snow outside, and when they saw us, they harsh on us. They come, get in. You're not allowed to be out. Anyway, we stayed then almost a week, and then again we did another night. We tried to cross the border again with the guide, but this time there was there was a snow everywhere, like my knees.
Okay,
we have to,
so until here. Okay.
Yeah. We have to walk without stopping because the guide told us there was three of them. They told us that we won't stop, so you have to follow us. If you stop, you are on your own, because they have time limits to cross the border.
Okay.
So we have to follow them. They always telling us that there will be a car which will be picking us up soon, but there wasn't any.
So you continue.
we keep going almost we started at 11 o'clock in the night, and we arrived at a place on the other side in Turkey. Next day at 11 in the morning.
So it's a 12-hour journey non-stop.
Yes.
With snow until here.
Yes. Without water, without anything, because the water we got some bottle of water or not, but it was freezed.
Okay.
We don't have food. We didn't have anything. We were almost 200 people who are walking all the way.
Okay.
We had some, because when we started from Pakistan, we had some guys with us. I mean, we weren't friends, but we know each other. We started with the one person we have talked before, so we know that we are a group. So we know almost 4 or 5 people, everyone like this.
Because you're doing the same route and the same journey.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we took care of each other. We were trying, but there were some guys when we arrived on the other side. Only 2 persons. One was me, and another one was able to walk, was able to eat with their hand or go to toilet, because their hands and their foots were like
swollen and totally frozen, I suppose.
Yeah.
Because you didn't have any boots or any equipment for walking.
They haven't. So we helped them to go to eat, to go toilet or anything, all of these things. Then we stayed for a week there, almost, on that house. Then they took us with some ambulances. They put us in ambulances. It was a trick. I mean, they start like ambulances, but we were inside. There wasn't any patient.
So it was multiple people on an ambulance, and then putting.
They were just to move deceive the people, to deceive the police and these things. Anyways, we we went to the next place where we stayed one night, and then they took us in a big truck, which was divided with half. They had furniture in the behind.
And they had a fake background.
Yes. And we were almost 45 persons inside. We didn't have the place to sit or anything. We were just standing. It was very cold. It was almost December. It was snowing outside, everything. Anyways, we had almost 12 hours from there. And we arrived somewhere in near Istanbul. From there, they bring some buses and put us in the luggage area, and because they can't have us sitting like seats and everything. And we arrived in the city, where there was a bakery store, but that bakery store had a behind door. I mean, there
is always a behind something.
And you go upstairs to an apartment.
Okay.
So when we arrived there, we were there almost 100 people upstairs living in that apartment. I mean, there wasn't beds and anything. Just there was cleans. There was, carpets. And you just can sleep there. And there was only 2 toilets for all of these people. Anyways, we stayed there almost more than 15 days. And because I had a bug, I want to see wherever I want to travel. I want to see the area. So I asked them I want to see the area. I want to visit because we are staying here. So I want to know a little bit. They allowed me.
Okay.
Only because the only thing was allowed is that if someone sends you money, you have to go on your own. You have to go in person to the bank to collect that money.
Okay.
So I had, as I said in beginning, that I had friend here. So I told him that please send me some money. I wasn't in need of money, but I want to go to visit.
Okay.
So he sent me some money, and I
And
went
you use
to.
it as an excuse to go
Yeah.
to the bank. Okay.
So they followed me. I mean, there was one person from these guys. He followed me. Maybe he accompanied me to go to the bank because I don't know where the bank is. So he took me there. Uh, we took the money, and as we were coming out from the bank, there were two guys who put handcuffs on us. They said we are police. They wasn't wearing anything like, and I wasn't in position to do anything. I just gave my hand. He handcuffed me, and I was like this. I don't know where I am. I don't know where to run. But the other guy, he started running.
Okay.
But they got him in 2 blocks. He come back and he told me in my language that they want money. They don't want to
arrest you.
To arrest us. They just want money. And because I had a very difficult journey behind, so I tell them that I have money in my pocket. There is a wallet, and tell them in Turkish that you can take all the money and just let us go, please. So they took us in an area, in a park. They took all the money from my wallet, but only the Turkish money. They didn't take the dollars or euros we had. Okay. It was strange.
Yes.
But yes, they did.
Okay.
And they let us go. So that was the first tour in Turkey. I was in the famous area. Have you been there in Turkey?
Yeah.
In Istanbul. So it was in Taksim, these areas. So this was the first. I took taxi and I go back straight on the place where we're staying.
Yeah, makes sense. And these guys that you say, it's also like, how much do you know of the journey that you're taking? Like, because I suppose you contact someone in Pakistan saying, okay,
yes,
we want to do this. You need to organize somehow all the trip. How much do you know on where you will stay? Which route will you take?
Actually, I would like to put some light on this because this area is not very clear for everyone.
Yeah.
Because these guys, when they talk to you, when they try to have you in this trip, they told you that we have everything in control in Pakistan or in every country. Like when they try to, we have our businesses, we have our friends, we will not have any difficulties, we have connections with the police, border, everything. So you don't have to worry anything. They will tell you all these things, and you have to give us like, well, then it was like 5,000 euro, the money they took from me. You have to pay half and half when you arrive there. But the thing is that person you have talked and you have given your money, he only knows the next person.
Okay, that's what I meant.
I mean, he told me to go to the next city in Pakistan. It's not even outside from Pakistan. He told me to go to that person and tell him that I'm sending you. And he knows what to do. So we did that. And when we go to that person, he told me that take the bus, go to Iran, and there will be a person named like this, and he will pick you up, and he knows what to do. The person who was in Iran, he don't know about the first person I have gave money. So it's like always one step ahead, but behind person there's no information of. That's why they are covered.
Yeah, it's like they backfire each other. Yeah. Like they put this wall. So it's a little bit like it only can fall two persons of the whole thing.
The first person will follow up and try to find his money, and he will ask when you arrived here. But during the time, nobody knows him. They told us, no, we don't know him.
Okay.
You are here, you are on us, and we know the person right before you come here, only this.
That's all.
So that's their work. That's the how they work, all the system.
And they tell you just the next step, probably. Like
Yeah.
when you talk with the guy in Pakistan, they told you, okay, you need to go to this guy. You didn't know you were going through Turkey. You didn't know.
No, we knew that. We knew that we will pass from Iran, Turkey, and everything, but very very beautiful way. I mean, you will go to Iran. There will be a bus that will take you to the Turkey, and from Turkey there will a ship that will take you to
Greece.
Greece.
That's
That's it. But during that time, what you will face and what you will have to do, there is no information of it.
Mm.
And because when you arrive here and you have finished that journey and you left it behind, you see things are going well, you are having work and you are having better life than before, so you forget that. And nobody when you told to other peoples who are living in Pakistan, your fellow guys, your friends, your brothers or cousins, they don't believe you because they will see what you are now.
No, yeah,
What you have done before, nobody is matter for them.
yeah. It's a bit of myth of like it doesn't really matter, no? Like you were there and you achieved it,
Yeah.
and now you have a good life, and
Yes.
that's it. Like, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
I see.
So when we were in that place in Istanbul, then they took again us with that truck with the
Mhm.
furniture and bring us somewhere in Izmir, which is near the sea,
The coast.
the coastline. We from there they put us in a ship which was very small, a boat, like I could say,
Mhm.
with a fishing boat. We were on the boat almost 209 people. It was like a very small one. We aboarded that boat in the night, and during the whole night they were telling us that Coast Guard is behind them, so they have lost the time and the appointment where they had. So we are very close to the Italy, neither to the Greece. That's what they were telling us.
Mhm.
It wasn't true.
Okay.
Then they told us that because our ship has been known to the Coast Guard and they were behind us, and they have the information of our ship, so we have to disembark you here on a small island, and then we will bring another boat to take you back, because it's not possible to go with this boat because this boat has been marked by Coast Guard. I personally, I was not in position to even to talk because it was my first time in the sea, my first time in the boat in my life ever. It was very cold. It was 28 December. So you can imagine how cold it was. We were on deck. The deck means it was so close to the sea. I mean, when it was like waving, we can touch the water. It was so small. So you can imagine how we were.
And so many people on top of it.
So,
So
yes.
it was even
Yeah. There were kids also, families inside. Anyway, he tried to approach a small. It can be said an island, just some rock. Yeah. But it wasn't possible because it was you can imagine in December how sea could be. So he took us from there. He moved the boat to another place, and he pushed very hard the boat power to approach another rock. But in my opinion, because they don't use the equipments and anything, the radar and everything, they switched off everything. He didn't saw there was a rock under the water, and he done like this tap to the boat, and we start hearing the water getting in the water. Yes. So I said to my friends which were close to me, the people who I knew that I think we are going to sink. So we have to jump. Thank God that the boat was stuck for almost 5 minutes, 6 minutes to that until it get water inside, and we jumped.
Okay.
Almost everyone. There wasn't no life has been lost in that occasion. We jumped on the rock along with the guys who were driving, who were the captains and everything, the crew. And I remember that when I got my conscious and I saw behind, there wasn't any boat, only one blue drum of oil. Everything was gone inside.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That was very, very, I mean, this picture I can't forget.
Yeah, of course not.
Anyways, then
these guys, the guys come with you, like the people who are. There is someone driving the boat, like it's a motorized boat, and they are just
there were
like
three or four crew members.
Okay.
They have to jump also because they don't have other choice.
Yeah.
So they hide somewhere in that island. I found out later that what is the name of that island, because then I didn't know. Then I did my research when I got here, and I got internet and everything, and I got some newspapers from them, and I find it's a place name is Jura. Yeah, it's near Skopelos, and in these areas. I mean, and then they connected to the Coast Guard, and Coast Guard came with some other boats, and they talked to us. They told us that we are from Greece. They asked us for if someone lost his life. We told them that we are all okay. They told us that they will bring some boats and they will take us.
Okay.
Then they took us into all of them to Volos. Yeah, it's because it's the nearest place, I think, from there. We had good treatment, I can say that. They took us to a basketball club. There was a hall, like there were when we arrived there. It was almost 4-hour journey from there, 3 to 4 hours. And when we arrived, we found there for all of us mattresses, clothes, fresh food. They told us to take bath and change your dress, and they have doctors. They provide us almost everything.
And there was Coast Guards from Greece. It was not
no.
NGO. It was not. It was the Coast Guard directly.
It was Coast Guard, and I think the foods, everything, they must be provided by NGOs and maybe some church trust, like these things.
Okay.
We stayed there till January 22 at that place.
Okay.
There wasn't negotiations. They wanted to deport us because it was, as I said, it was in December 2001.
Yeah.
And they wanted to, because it was almost one of the first big batch of immigrants that arrived together.
Okay.
But there were some NGOs and some students organizations, which I found out information about them later on. They helped. They did some strikes and these things, that these are refugees. They shouldn't be departed and these things. So things changed, and they gave us status of asylum seekers. And we had a 6 months validation of a residence permit, and they let us in a like camps like refugee camps in a village near Lamia, but we didn't stay there. I mean, when we arrived, they took us with the bus and they let us there, and they told us you have to stay here. But when we arrived there, we asked them, the administrations there, and we asked them if we are, I mean, we have to stay there. They told us you are free to go. You
are not prisoners.
Yeah, you are not prisoners. You are staying because you don't have to go somewhere. If you have, you can go. Because I had friends, so the same night we took a cab from there and we come here.
Long distance.
Yeah.
Lamia Athens is not close also. Like,
yeah, we paid 400 euros, I think. And we were 4 persons in the car. And the strange thing is that I first came in this neighborhood.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where you live now? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's only 2 blocks from here. Nice. Where the taxi brings us, because my friends was living in that area.
Nice.
So that's the almost, as you say, for the journey. How was it?
Wow. Yeah. Long. No, I mean, longer for you. That was like September 2001 until this January 2002 that you arrived here in Athens.
Yes.
So it's like a lot of months. It's 3, 4, 5 months.
Almost, yes. Thank God I can say that yes, the journey was difficult. The circumstances were, but in general, I found good persons during all the time. I mean, the people who are handling us, yes, they have their job. I mean, their job. They are doing their part. Yeah. Yes, but generally, I can say that it was good.
So you were not treated well, neither treated very bad. No?
Yes,
let's say like this.
Yes, like this.
Okay. And do you remember, because you said you have your group of people from Pakistan, that it was people that either you met there or you met through the way in Iran or in Turkey? Do you remember other nationalities that were there? Like
yes, I do. So forget to mention that when we arrived in Istanbul, some of my fellow guys who were with me and who I knew from the beginning of my journey, 2 of them have lost their legs due to the snow, due to ice. 1 of them has lost their fingers, and another one lost of fingers his foot
due to the walking in the yes, snow in the first
the ice
and the second crossing.
Yeah. From the ship, yes, we were.
What happened when you lose a leg? When you lose, I mean, I suppose fingers in the hand. It's
the guys who lost their fingers. They arrived here, okay. But the guys who lost their legs, they went back. They go to the police and they deport them from Turkey. Yes, because they need hospitalization. Yes. At some point. No? Yeah, he has to go hospital because.
I mean, losing fingers, theoretically, you also should go to the hospital, but
but it's doable.
Okay.
Somehow.
Yes.
I don't know, because I'm not the person.
Well, luckily.
Yeah. Thank God. I had good shoes, maybe good clothes, so I think that's the reason. I don't know.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's what you were saying. They're putting it so nice, so beautiful for you. That what do you bring? Like, if it was the first time that you saw snow in your life, you don't have snow clothes anywhere, no? So,
yes.
Same with the boat, same with the ships. Like, okay, what are you wearing?
Yeah, and they don't let us have, when they put us in boat. I remember that they told us, throw everything you had. You can take only 1 jeans,
okay,
and 1 shirt. If you have more, because we had some shoes, you can't take anything extra because they want to put 209 people inside. They don't want to have our luggage also.
Yeah. From the people that you traveled with, you still maintain the connection with us?
Unfortunately, almost no one, because from in the boat we had from people from Morocco, we had from Iraq, some Chinese guys. It was very strange. Then it's in 2001. It's not, I mean, it's not like China. It's not like now. In 2001, they had issues. They couldn't leave the country like this. So we had Chinese. We had peoples from Africa. I don't know how it happens. They were in Istanbul and they were moving here. And a lot of people from Iraq, Syria, all these. But when almost we were half Pakistani.
Okay.
Some Bangladesh also, like this.
What about communication? Because these guys that drive the boats or that they bring you, like, they speak Turkish, I suppose, the ones in Turkey, but they speak.
They don't speak to us.
Oh, okay.
They just give orders: get in, get out, or stay there, or only this. They don't. They have a mission. They know somewhere to go, and we know we are in their hands. We don't have conversation.
But even the orders, they do it in Turkish, so you need to.
Yeah, they say you learn. We were in almost 25 days in Istanbul, so you know.
So it's the same orders, no?
Yeah, you know the basics. So. Okay. And some of them, they said some words in English, so you can have it.
When you arrive here with asylum, what's the process? Because you said, okay, you had a 6 months residence permit through asylum, because luckily you also were one of the first ones. Therefore, they treated, I think, afterwards. In the next years, it wasn't.
It wasn't like that, and it's not like that now, because we are having a lot of refugees now. It's not the same. When we arrived here in Athens, I had the bug, as I said before. I started going around in the city. What was my habit? It was that I took a monthly bus card, and I took every day a new bus.
Okay.
I don't know. It doesn't matter where it goes.
Okay.
I wanted to see the city, so I took a bus from here and go to where it ends, and then take back to the home. So I know the same bus will bring me where I'm starting. And once I was on the bus, just luckily I was passing from the police headquarters, which is in Alexandria. So I saw a lot of people are waiting there in the line. So I stopped and I asked. They told me that here you can renew your residence permit. It was just
pure luck.
Yeah. I didn't know about the process. I didn't know anything. I just go forward and I talked to the policeman. I asked him in English. I wasn't able to speak Greek, so I asked him, and he told me that you must have an address here in city, and you can come here and you can renew when it's going to be expired. So I found it and I go every 6 months there. That was the process for the residence permit. For the job purpose, I had
only with an address you could renew the residence permit.
No, only this residence permit.
Okay, the 6 months in asylum.
Yes, when you are asylum seeker, you have some perks.
Okay.
I mean, you are not like other residents.
Advantage.
Because it means that it's a temporary residence permit, and you are in process until you got the final decision, which is now taking very quickly.
Okay.
And that time it took 2.5 years for me.
Okay, so you could renovate this 6 months for these 2.5 years.
Yes,
without
because they don't have decision, so they have to give you a residence. But you must have an address,
Okay.
because they don't they can't give you when you don't know where are you staying. So that was the only.
And you're staying with your friends? At the
I was
beginning?
staying with my friends. Yes, I had the luck that I wasn't. Uh, I mean, I was a little bit. I could easily do things without sending money behind,
Okay.
because my father was also working, still working. So I had the chance to visit the area, to find a job. I was easy. I didn't have difficulties.
You didn't have the pressure of needing to
Yeah.
send money back home.
Yes,
or just-
and the money which I paid to come here, I had paid already. So I don't have someone to push me to work
Okay.
so I was easy.
So you didn't have a credit or someone like
Yeah,
okay.
like this.
And work wise, how did you find work? Like how is the
For the work. So I started my first job was at a place where there are some swing something
Mhm.
like swing machines and these things. I started with a friend there, and luckily the person who was the owner of that place was very good. He's very good. He's still good. He started talking me in Greek. He learning me some words, and I told him that I want to learn Greek. So he find some places, some institutes where I go, and he helps me a lot. And he found no, first I found a place, an organization which is NGO. It still exists. It's GCR, Greek Council for Refugees. They had some free lessons for refugees. And most of the teachers were volunteers, students mostly. So I went there for some basic Greek language, but unfortunately they have to stop because the lessons were happening in Exarchia somewhere, but the place they don't have money to
maintain
keep paying the rent, so they have to stop. But the girl who was our teacher, she told me that there are lessons in the university here, which are also free for refugees. But it's far. If you are okay, if you want to go, I can help you with that. So she helps me to find the place where it's in I don't know if you have been in Zographou. It's a university. Philosophy school. Yeah, I was there. And also the boss I told you before, he also helps me. He even came with me to the university and make the registration and everything. And we took the lesson there for almost 4 months. For Greek, it was every day from 5 to 9.
Not bad.
5. Yeah, it was
a lot of hours.
Yeah, every day 4 hours. It was every afternoon. And I think from there I learned the language. That's the very good thing. For the job, I keep working with him until when I learned the language. I told him that I would like to find something else. He told me that unfortunately I don't have much money to give you. He was very honest, but I will help you to find another job. He was looking on ads and everything. He was calling. He was asking if there is any place because I know someone who's. But again, I find a place from one of my friend in a factory, which is close by here. That factory is they have some heavy metals, and they make like knobs of doors curtain things and this kind of components.
Okay.
I worked there for 3 months, but because it was very heavy duty work, I couldn't survive. I break my back. I went to a doctor, and doctors asked me to stop. You can't do this, so I have to stop. From there, then I was in. I found that there is a program for the person who are jobless, but they have abilities to do some business plans.
Okay.
And they want the government funds them from European Union. There are some funds, so I took some funds, and I opened a shop.
Okay.
A small shop, and there I find Nancy. I mean,
that was the next question.
Yes.
When did love happen?
Actually, the thing with the shop and with the introduction with the Nancy, it's almost the same period.
Okay.
We were talking. There were three main thing happens then. The one thing that I got the permanent residence permit for as a refugee. I got the permanent residency.
So it was the resolution of the asylum after these 2 years and a half, and
yes,
then you got
because
it.
It was very good timing, because when I was called for the final interview, because then the process was different. I don't know how it's now. There is a commission of 5-6 people who calls you and who asks you what is the reason of you are asking for asylum, and they put you on a table and they ask a lot of questions in order to find out if you are saying what you are saying is truth or not. To be honest, on the camera, I didn't have any political issues behind, but it was you have to tell a story, because you have to
justify it.
Justify this. So I had a story to tell, but I think the reason I got the permanent residency was that before that interview date came, I already knew the language. I already can speak on my own. I didn't need any translator, because when they asked me, do you need a translator for your interview, I told them, no, I can speak Greek. So
the part of the integration also mattered a lot.
I suppose. So it was direct. That was one thing I think that matters. Another thing was that I was already registered myself in university. For not only for the language, for the
studies.
For studies.
Oh, okay.
Which I never finished, unfortunately, because I had work.
Like opening a business and studying at the same time, it's a complex thing to do.
Exactly. So they at the same time period, I got residence permit on the same day almost when I was announced that I am now I had a residence permit here for permanency. I met Nancy.
Okay.
It was on the same day we were talking it was on the Skype. We were talking, and she told me we were talking for almost 20 minutes to 15 minutes. I don't know how much. And she told me that my name is Nancy. I live there. She asked me, "What's your name?" I told my Nasir. "No way," she said. "What is Nasir? You speak like Greek." No, I'm Nasir, I said. No, you are. It can't be. Okay.
Which abbreviation of a Greek name is it?
Yeah. Okay, then let's go for a coffee afternoon, and you will find out if I am not from Pakistan or I am Greek. She said, "Okay, let's see." So we finished talking, and I told her that I have to go to the place for my documents. She thought that I was lying. I just want to leave, but I went there and they announced me that you have been approved for permanent residence. So I came back and told her, and we went the same day for a coffee, which wasn't a coffee actually. We went for she wanted to shop for shopping, so we went together for shopping.
No coffee.
No coffee. And then
and still together, no? Like,
yeah, we the last July, 19th July, we had 20 years together.
not bad. Does she still believe that you're Greek, or
I think she
now you are Greek?
Yeah. And the same time I got the idea of that business, so I started to provide documents for that, and I got that funds, and I opened that shop, which is downstairs here.
Okay.
So that as I said, there were 3 points. One was the residence permit, another was the meeting Nancy, and then she told me that she had a place downstairs which can be used for this, because I had to find a place to open a shop, and it was easy for.
What was the shop about?
It was just a mini market.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't like. But then she was complaining that I'm all the time there, so I have to close it. I had this shop almost I opened it 2004, and I sell it in 2009. During that time, from 2007 to 2009, because my brother was here, by the same way he came here illegally and everything, but more difficult way. He was taking care of the shop, and I started working with the department of where the asylum seekers are asking for the asylum. I was there as a translator and interpreter. I worked for them almost 3 years, and in 2009 I left from there, and I started working with the shipping company, which is the same company Nancy is working, my wife, where she's there since 1986. And maybe 89, sorry. And I'm there since 2009. We had 15 years anniversary last year.
Very nice.
And we had 3 kids. I mean, Nancy had 3 kids from the previous marriage. She was married with a French guy, but we raised them together. I mean, the kids were, when we met, they were 2, 3, and 5. 2, 5, and 7. So since then we are together. I raised them. We raised them together, and now they are grown men. You saw the legs.
Yeah, definitely not neither 2 or 5 or 7. No.
Yeah. Beside my job, I always loved photography. It was also one of my bugs. In my childhood, I had always I had a camera and I take pictures and everything. But in 2015, I started more professionally. I buy professional equipment. I took some lessons here with a Greek photographer. And since then, I'm also working as a photographer.
Nice. Maybe linking that already, I will ask you just a couple of questions more. I always do this kind of section between the 2 parts of the episode, a little bit more recommendation style. Is there any, I mean, you've been here 22 years, so I'm sure you have your coffees, your restaurants, recommendations, your places that you like to go. Any restaurant that you love here in Athens?
Any restaurant. There are a lot of restaurants actually.
Yes.
Because as I said, I don't know if I said before, I am also doing food tours, which is related to the restaurant. So there are a lot of restaurants which I could recommend. Most of them, maybe all of them, are Greek.
Okay.
Greek food I love. So maybe I will said there is one which we go very often. I mean, whenever we don't have anything cooked at home, we will go there and we eat. So it's like our second home. It's in Metaxurgio Keramiko, and its name's Opipis. It's the small mesodopolio where you can have anything, and they're all delicious.
So keep that recommendation in mind.
Yes.
What about music? Do you hear any Greek music? Do you listen to any Greek music?
Yes, I do. And we also taking Greek dancing lessons.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, nice. Greek traditional dances. And we went very often to the places where, I mean, there are restaurants and bars, and they have live music. You can go there, you can have for your food, and you can dance also. So we do very often this.
Okay.
For the music, I usually like mostly the old versions.
Okay.
Like Dalaras, like because I have the Greek music I have learned from my wife.
Okay.
So I mean, what she was listening, I'm listening the same. If I was with someone else, maybe I was
listening to rock.
Yeah. So this is my music thing. I mean, mostly.
Maybe I would ask you favorite dish from Greek cuisine. You say that you like really much Greek cuisine. What is your favorite dish?
The favorite dish, I have a lot of favorites.
It's a difficult question.
Difficult, yes. The briam is my favorite one, which is Greek. I don't know if you know.
Briam.
Yes. Right. And there is one food which my mother-in-law was cooking. She don't cooks now. It was like beef, roast beef, and that was my favorite one. Now we don't find too much because she don't cook, but that was also my favorite one. Yes.
Nice. Maybe last question of recommendations. Do you ever go to Pakistani restaurants here in Athens?
Yes, I do. Not very often, the truth is, because living with the Greeks and almost my whole life is like the Greeks. So same thing in the food. I do not eat very spicy and very like hot food. So I'm not able to eat every day as I was before coming here. So we go only if we go. There is one place we like is Nanwich. It's in Ermu Street near Monastiraki. They have very good Indian and Pakistani food.
Okay,
that's one of my favorite.
I've been there, I think.
Yeah. It's. I think they have very good standards. I mean, there are a lot of places for Pakistani food, but they have. They're very clean and they are making everything fresh in front of you.
If your stomach has turned Greek already, it's a good place to go, no? Like it's not too hot, not too spicy.
They take care of a little bit European people as well.
Nice. So with that said, I would say we jump directly to the second part and we talk about your photography guiding tour part.
The Expert, photography and tour guiding.
So I would say we talk now a bit about the hobby that transformed into profession, that transformed into. You said you already start talking a little bit about it, like you like it from kids, so it was like a passion of yours, like how that whole thing came up
as I said, that almost is my first time in front of camera. I'm always
On the other side.
yes, I like it very much. This passion starts in. I said I always had it, but I started in 2015, and I bought a good camera, and I started taking lessons. After almost 1.5 years, I started a profile on Airbnb
Mm-hmm.
to, like, these are Airbnb experiences,
Mm-hmm.
and it names to be a supermodel for a day.
Okay.
And so I mean, first I started, I didn't know how it will goes, but it's going very well, quite well, and I'm having bookings from almost every corner of the world because a lot of people are visiting in Athens, and that's a good thing that right in Athens you have everything. You have very good areas, you have very good light, almost you have always good weather, so it's very important for the photo shoots. And you have all these beautiful sites like near the Acropolis and all these areas, and tourists and couples a lot of times they ask me to take their photos while they are proposing, they're
Okay.
writing proposals and these things. So that's mostly I'm doing. From 2016 I started this,
Okay.
almost end of 2016. uh, because I'm not full-time photographer, so I could have more shoots or more clients if I was working also in the morning as a photographer. But because it's not something you can rely on,
No.
I have to keep my job, morning job. So I'm doing this only on weekends or in afternoons.
Okay. So basically, it came up like you already knew photography a little bit, or you were having some passion for it, and you studied, you did courses, and then you found a way of doing it. The the people that it's coming to your photo shootings are mainly tourists then, or do you also have some clients who are photo shooting, I don't know, models or people like?
The first time when I started, it was like I found my first client was from, let me think about it. She was a girl.
Mm-hmm.
She wanted to start modeling,
Okay.
and I think she was from China. She was living in New York.
Okay.
I don't know the whereabouts of her. If she started or if she done modeling finally. But first client was her, and since then I think I have 50-50%. I mean, 50% are couples, just tourists,
Okay.
and 50% are something like they want to be a model, or some are, I mean, some kind of influencers. Yes, maybe 50-50.
Okay.
Some are just solo travelers and they want some good pictures here.
Nice.
Yeah.
What do you like most? Like when it's like a photo shooting in a studio and you control a little bit everything, or you like really much what you were saying, no, going to Filopapo and having the Acropolis behind.
I think I like more when I'm outside.
Mm.
I wish I could have more assistant
Mm.
for my lights and everything, but I don't have. Almost I'm solo. I have to do everything. But yes, I think outside is more fun
Mm.
because you have um, you have the whole sunlight, you have the sunsets, you have generally the backgrounds and the cityscape, everything. This you can't have in a studio. And in studio is you have to be more like technician.
Mm.
You know the light, you know how to change it, you know how to, but in when you are outside, because you can't control the surrounding you have to do all the things from your camera mostly.
Basically, that when you go in studio, you're needing to be more like a technician
Yeah.
than a real photographer at the end. And
Yeah, I don't blame that someone is there. A lot of artists and a lot of photographers who are doing very good job in studios. I know that I'm not saying that they are not good in
yeah,
that. I'm just saying that it's like more to be more technical.
mm.
But in outside, you have to be more creative, maybe.
Which kind of photographer you would define yourself as? Like, which is your style of photography?
Which is my style. I do like portraits, and whenever I don't complain that when I have solo travelers, mostly the couples, I like more because they have
It's more interaction.
they have more interaction. They are more easy to cope with them because they interact with each other. So when there is a solo traveler, either a single man or a female, it's a bit difficult to get involved them. But yes, again, I have maybe 50-50. Some I have a lot of couples and I have a lot of solo guys.
How does it come, the idea of like transforming something like photography to what you said, no, like more like a tour, or become a photographer, a model for one day, like
Yeah, that was when I took lessons from a photography here, and I wanted to do more for photo shoots and photography. I want to do more things. There was a barrier, I can say, because yes, you have the camera, you have you know the things, but what you gonna do? Well, one thing I was doing is it was that I always had my camera with me. Wherever I go, I had it. I go to the street, I go to the city, I take photos as a street photographer. But it's not always either easy, either you can't do more, because sometimes you can't even post the photos you do in the street because nobody wants to see his face on internet or everything. So you have to be careful with it. So everybody was seeing that pictures, my friends, my family, and they were saying, oh, very good, they are good, they are good. But I found that I need to do something more. There was a chance to do something with my teacher of photography. He's a very good photographer. His name is Thodoris Marco. He's doing some concert photography.
okay.
He's very in these things. He's showbiz, and a lot of people celebrate these things. In the beginning, he took me with him in some concerts, which was very good for me to see how things are working in concerts and all these things in live when they are in stage. But it was the barrier for me to work in the night with him, and on the daytime I have to go to the office. So there was a
Too much.
I can't do the both. I have to choose one. So I couldn't keep up with this, and I have to find another way to do my photography desires. So one day I had this idea that I saw on the Airbnb that you can present yourself and you can register your like experience. I think I am one of, if I'm not the first person, maybe I must be the third, fourth person from Greece. They started photography experiences.
Okay.
The bad thing is that I'm a little bit behind now because of the time limit. I have limited time to give this. Yeah, the availability is not very open. So this was a good idea behind it because I want to photograph. I want to do the photographs. So I want to do in my time. I don't have a full day. So only in these kind of platforms like Airbnb, and I find some another one I'm working with, you have choose your own time when you want to work, and they allowed you. So that was the reason mainly. And you have to, because you have to think about a catchy name to, so that
clickbait.
Yes. So that was then the idea came that I have to give this name, be a supermodel for a day. And I think
it works.
Yeah,
it's catchy, that's for sure.
Yeah.
When does it come the rest of the tours then? Like when did you start with, I don't know, you said before that you also had like a food experience, for example.
Yeah, that's what came last September. I wasn't doing this before. Actually, I saw a website before, I think 3 years ago, with locals. I got registered, and but I done on I hadn't opened my calendar because I was thinking how it's working. I didn't have the time to see the details about it and how, if I'm able to do that. Maybe it's not for me. I wasn't sure. So I got just registered, but I never opened my availability, so I didn't have any tours. But last September I thought, let's see, maybe I should do. My wife, she told me, you could try, and if it's not working, you can stop. There's no contract.
No pressure. Yeah, exactly.
So I opened this. I got the first booking. I was a bit I'm thinking, how am I gonna do that? But anyway, I started the first thing I started to take them to places where I was going always, because I'm a person who we usually go out. We usually go for a dinner, for a lunch, for a drink like this. So I started taking them to the places where I was. So I saw that they were happy. The first clients were happy. The second clients were also happy. And then I opened my calendar, and it's again on afternoons and on weekends. And it's going very well.
Nice.
I don't know, maybe since last September, I have got more food tours than photo shoots.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
Maybe you should start thinking how to combine both things. Like
yeah, I've done actually. There was our regional manager from with locals here last before 4 months, I think. He was here, and he talked to us, and I came up with the idea to launch the same experience of photography and with locals as well on this website. So it's he accepted, and now it's also
available in there.
Yeah, I have got some bookings from there as well.
Nice. So I was thinking if you could make photographies of people eating, but it's weird to do photo shooting while people eating.
They are not very okay with that.
Actually, it's funny because last week I interviewed a girl. She's actually from Germany, but from an Iranian family, and she's a food explorer,
Mhm.
Instagrammer. She has a very big account, and we were talking about how to take pictures in restaurants and this kind of stuff, because it's a little bit weird, no? That people.
Yeah,
And
no
she was
way.
like, "No, all my friends know that the first 5 minutes of dishes being in the table, it's taking pictures, then eating, but first pictures."
Yeah.
So, yeah, I suppose it's another world of photography, and that's also like I wanted to ask you, like in your photography, you really do person photography. You don't really do objects or like
No, I don't do any.
product or.
No, I don't do. I only do my in my pictures. I want to have a person. I want human element always. That's my thing.
Black and white or color pictures.
I love black and white, and in the beginning, I was doing only black and white
Okay.
for a long time, and but not with these experiences, I have to do color. Yeah, but I have done also some. There was some exhibitions like contests in some Greek islands, and I took part in that, and most of them were on only black and white.
Nice.
For
So
some
you
years.
still do picture for yourself?
I always do. I always do, and I miss because there were two contests in Paros and Patmos, and another one in Adiparos.
Mm-hmm.
But both of them have stopped now. I don't know what happens with their resources. Maybe they were happening for 5 years. So almost every year I was submitting my, and the people from whole world taking part in them.
Oh, nice.
And it was good, and it was for me it was a motivation to do some work. But now it's not. And the bad thing is that there are a lot of contests and other things are happening in the world, but I don't have always time to take part in.
Too many things.
Yes.
What about digital or analog camera? You did analog photography?
Unfortunately, I don't have very much knowledge of analog. I had in my childhood, I had some cameras in Pakistan, and I was using them, but it was a channel without any knowledge. Just put the film and took some pictures. I would like to have, but no, I don't have. Right now, I don't have any idea how things are working. Yes, I know the basics of a camera, how does it works, but I never used it for professional photography.
Nice. In the episode, I think we were talking a little bit about it before with Natalie, this Russian photographer. She's also photographing, doing photo shootings outdoor with people. Filopapo. I did a photo shooting with her actually in Filopapo.
Oh, really?
She needed a couple modeling for her portfolio, so we jump into it. It was my first photo shooting ever. It was a very interesting experience. One of the things that she also, like we were talking on that episode, and I find really funny, it's about the clothes and the style of the people that comes. Like she normally asks the people to show a little bit of what you have in the closet. Do you do anything like that? Like, do you control how the people are coming dressed to your photo shootings?
Not actually control, but I always I always there are templates of messages which I always send them, that please feel free to bring some more outfits if you would like, so we can have more photo shoots. So when they got this message, some of them, they will send me what they have in their closets. They will send me some dresses, so we'll see and decide together. No, this one, that one is better. But no, I won't interrupt them if they want to use some kind of dress. Yes, I always tell them my opinion, and most of them, yes, they listen about it and they will follow that. But yes, it's always good to know before, yes.
I mean, I was asking because I don't know if suddenly you're recording photo shooting in Philopapo with a type of stone and Acropolis behind, and someone comes in only beige colors, then they blend into the scene. No?
Yes,
A little bit like...
sometimes it happens. There was once, I can remember, we were in Acropolis, and she was wearing just like how looks the Acropolis when you look in afternoon. The colors was like same, so it was very bad, and she was a little bit very much tanned. Maybe she was colored like a tanned people, and it wasn't good. Wasn't totally good. She wasn't very happy with the results, but I told her that before we talked, I mean, I told her that the dress is not very wow, but she told me that that's only she had.
Okay.
So it was like, what to do?
She went with it. Well, it happens, I suppose.
It happens, yes.
What is we talk about Philopapo, Acropolis. What is the most outside space that you shoot, like not the most touristic? Because I suppose photo shooting the Acropolis is kind of a common thing. Where your secret place for photo shooting?
My secret place. Whenever I had a chance, and when they ask my suggestion, I don't take them to Acropolis or these areas. I always love to take pictures in Lycabettus Hill. There are two things mainly. One thing is that I can go there by my car, so I can have my whole equipment. I can take my lights, my tripod stands, everything, light stand and everything. And it's easy to change or switch anything. Another thing is that it's less crowded, so you can find a spot where you can have your peace of mind to take pictures. Beautiful sunset, and one more thing is that there are some secret areas. Once I have done a shoot there is also an area which is, you think that it's not in Athens.
Okay.
I mean, there are trees and an area like a valley.
Okay.
It's in behind the Acropolis.
Okay.
It's not very easily accessible. You have to a model which can follow you. So it was like mostly a friendly shoot. Okay. Not like girl from outside, but she's Greek. So I think I prefer more there.
The non-touristic right, okay.
Makes sense. The most tourists, they want Acropolis, so you have to do that.
Can imagine.
Yeah.
Cool. With all of this information, I think the last question for today, it's obvious. Where do my listeners can find you? Where to book a shooting with you? Where to book a tour? Where to find your photos?
I'm available at Instagram mostly. There is my profile with njj_photography on Facebook. And now I'm also available with locals. I have also some other similar websites, but they're not very famous, and I'm not getting more bookings from them, so I don't know how to make
with locals it is then.
Yeah.
All the links, as always, will be in the descriptions of this episode, so you can find Nasir, book him, get amazing pictures, discover Athens, maybe some food also.
Of course.
Or all of it, one after the other, if he has time and availability. It has been a great pleasure and very nice talking to you.
Pleasure is mine. Thank you very much, and it was very nice to tell you all about all these years. Whenever I tell my story to my friends, my families, and they're always telling me that you should tell someone this story. I think this is the time.
Perfect. You should start with someone. Like I'm very happy that I'm that one person who could that you could tell your story with.
Thank you very much.
You've been listening to Expat Experts, the podcast that takes you around the world through the stories of those who've lived it. Subscribe now to YouTube and your favorite podcast platform, and stay tuned for more inspiring interviews.